Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You've got Bert, the Hurt, and Lanny. And guys, we are the best dividend investing channel here on the YouTube universe, guys. And we're talking about big dividend announcements, not from individual stocks, but from big ETFs. And the question is, how many of these ETFs do you own?
Smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. It is ETF season, ETF dividend season. Vanguard, the 5 funds that we like to watch here, particularly Lanny for obvious reasons, has finished their announcements, the big five. So like usual, we always summarize the dividend increases, see how it compared to last year, and give our take. And you'll see, is Lanny pumped up or is Lanny pissed off based on how the dividend increases shook out?
Finally, Vanguard has announced all of their quarterly dividends. And yes, the trifecta you betcha, VYM, VOO, VIG are going to be discussed here on this. But we're also going to look at the European ETF VGK, as well as some of your favorites, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index, VTI. And I will do a little teaser here. You
Cool.
VTI shareholders, you're going to love this.
Yeah, so you want to stick around till the end because they are number 5 on our list. So you don't want to miss VTI.
But Bert, let's break down VYM. We're going to head into Vanguard's high dividend yield ETF, VYM. I own it, been buying it now for I feel like 50 years, but going on about 3.5 years now, almost 4 years of buying it every week, which is insane. Um, Now, Bert and I did a little bit of analysis here on this too. They announced this Q1 dividend on March 15th. And every time Vanguard has announced it, pretty much prior to March 20th, the Q1 dividends are usually pretty weak. And is it because of timing? Is it because the stocks held in the ETF hasn't paid their dividend yet for the month of March? And VYM doesn't have the dividend yet to pass it on to you, the shareholder. And usually each time then the second quarter dividend is fairly large. And there's going to be comments that, oh, you got to look at it on a trailing 12-month basis. Yeah, I would
Sure.
agree, but I always like to see kind of, hey, how are they looking here on a quarter by quarter basis? So we're going to be comparing Q1 of this year versus Q1 of last year. And Q1 of last year, they announced it somewhere around the March 20th, March 21st date, whereas this year is around March 15th. So VYM announced a 65.55 cent dividend, which is down
Mm,
8.6% versus Q1 of last year.
mm,
Womp, womp.
You never want to see that negative dividend growth. And it'll be interesting to see if they can rebound in Q2 like you've expected. Because, I mean, I don't really have, there's not much more analysis to have on that, right? Like, it's just not fun seeing a negative 8.60%. Do you remember last year, Lanny, when I had this happen to me with SCHD? Their Q2 just was like a gut wrench. It's just not a fun feeling. But all hope is not lost. This has happened before, and VYM has shown time and time again their resilience and their ability to come back and increase that dividend in future quarters.
Who else here owns VYM? I've got the truckload of them. Let us know in the comments, guys. But negative 8.6% for the quarter. But Bert, the S&P 500 ETF, VOO Vanguard, the big one of the most popular Vanguard ETFs. Did they have growth, Bert?
Well, their Q1 dividend, $1.54 and some change, compared to Q1 2023, $1.48 and some change. That is a 3.73% increase. Cha-ching. And this one we both own VIM, but we're pumped up for this one because when I did a 401k conversion over, I took a huge portion of that VOO and threw it in. I mean, my VIIIIIIIX, and then I threw it into VOO because it wasn't offered in there. So I'm very pumped up that I got a nice little 4% dividend increase for VOO.
Yeah, real nice, real steady, guys. You'll take it
Yeah.
3.73% for the quarter.
Well, it's better than the last guy, right?
It is better than the last guy, but Man, what about Vanguard's Dividend Appreciation ETF? Not the notorious BIG, but the Vanguard VIG here, guys. Let's make some noise for this ETF, which honestly has been a little bit of a, I don't have to say a laggard by any means, but hasn't really been able to keep up like they usually do
Yeah.
from a price performance standpoint. But I still love VIG, still buy it every day.
Yeah, I say it's probably because I started buying it once per week that's when the dividend growth decided to stop. So I've been buying that one share every week. Maybe Vanguard, needs to take VIG out to dinner a little bit more and start showing some appreciation to the fund, so maybe you'll get a few more dividend increases. A nice dinner, a date night every once in a while probably would help VIG.
What do you guys think? So, guys, VIG announced a 76.92 cent dividend, which was greater than Q1 of last year at 74.89 cents, or a 2.71% dividend increase, trailing VOO. So right now they're sitting second off the first three ETFs.
All right, let's head across the pond to number 4 to VGK, Vanguard's European Index. Yeah, this one. Phew. Lady,
Oh,
I'm gonna make you do this because I don't own VGK, so this one's not as much fun for me. And if I recall, this is one of your original ETFs. This is one of yeah, you've owned this one forever. Before I knew you, you've had VGK.
I've owned VGK, yeah, and I've known you for 12 years.
Yeah, it's older than that, right? Like I think you bought it before then.
I've had it for a long time, guys, and the dividend can be very volatile. International ETF always have some of that volatility, but they do pay quarterly. I think they used to even pay semi-annually back in the day. But VGK has been a surprise a lot of the last few years. Do you guys own VGK? Let us know in the comments. I don't think I've really seen too many people, but I do own a lot. And in fact, my dividend was $161 that hit my account this week. But they announced a 37.04 cent dividend. That was 74% higher than their 21.25 cent dividend last year.
I'm speechless.
Tomato, tomato.
I'm speechless. I have nothing more to say. 74% dividend growth rate. Forget about it. I mean, that's just insane. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild.
Could we see a lower one in Q2? The composition of their portfolio, it's got, Novo Nordisk, ASML Holdings, Nestle, Louis Vuitton, Novartis, SAP, Shell.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe you'll have to take the average of the trailing 57 months dividends to figure that one out.
they can't keep this up though. That's for damn sure. But yeah,
No, I don't think Europe's economy is growing at a pace where you can sustain 74% dividend growth rate.
have to find out come Q2, baby. So 74% growth. All right, Bert, the next big ETF, one of the biggest ETFs, the debate's always VOO or what?
VTI, Vanguard, Total Stock Market Index Fund ETF. All right, their Q1 2024, 91.05 cents. Q1 2023, 78.62%. Woo! That is a 15.81% dividend increase. That's right.
When you think about it, the growth rate has, 5x almost the VOO dividend for this year, for Q1, which is very impressive.
Very, very impressive. So let's summarize it here. VYM's growth rate, -8.6. VOO's growth rate, 3.73%. VIG's growth rate, 2.71%. VGK, the winner of the quarter, was 74.31%. VTI's dividend growth rate was 15.81%. Fantastic, fantastic.
How many of these ETFs do you own then?
I own the 3 duds. I own the VIM, VOO, and VIG. What about you, Lanny?
I own 4 of the 5. And I think technically from the Bumped app, I do own VTI that's over at Apex.
We count it. We count it there. Everyone, let us know how many you received. What are your thoughts on the VYM dividend decrease? Let us know in that comment section. Down there.
Come on, guys. Are you Vanguard investors? Are you guys buying ETFs? Are you building that income stream here, guys? These ETFs outside of VYM, which stings for me because I own 1,000+ shares of VYM, all showing signs of dividend growth here. That's what it's about. Check out Saturday's video where we did a deep dive on SCHD. They also had Q1 dividend growth, I think, of about 2.4%. So you did have dividend growth there as well. Again, it's all about keeping each other updated, accountable as we build these passive income streams to financial freedom, baby.
That's right. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And remember, if you're not with us, you're against us, Jack.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself. That was Bertha Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats, over and out.